Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 14 of Civilization 6 as the Inca with the Gathering Storm DLC. So this is the second video back after a long hiatus from this series. We didn't really get an awful lot done in the previous episodes. I was mainly just trying to re-familiarise myself with this particular game because it's been a while since we last played in this scenario, and I was trying to work out who I was friends with and what I was doing and what was going on around the world. The major concern for us at the moment, well, not really a concern but a focus, is this old Khmer city here, which has rebelled. It's only going to be a free city for 3 more turns. It's going to flip one way or another, probably towards India, but it's so low on health. If I can just get this unit through all of the junk that's in the way, we might actually be able to get through and ninja it from the AI. So that's what I want to try and do. This city is also going to rebel in 18 turns, and that'll probably become ours because it is right next to one of our major cities here. So we're going to see what we can. I'm really hoping that just that Netherlands skirmisher gets out of my way and I can nip around the outside of it, but at the moment I kind of don't have anywhere to take this infantry. It does have a general with him, which gives him a little bit more movement, so that's certainly going to help us out here. Even the Khmer are... Oh no, the Khmer are taking out the Free Cities musketmen. That's good. Anything that clears me some space to get through is going to help. Now, I can actually get adjacent to the city. I cannot get into it on this turn, but we are going to move and get next to it. For some reason, it disconnected it from my general. That was probably because I upgraded the unit. I still don't think we can get in this turn. No, we cannot, so we'll just leave that there. But we can potentially grab that on the next turn, so that is good. I'm not too worried about stealing that builder. I did see that he was there. So we have completed an archaeologist. What we could do if we really wanted to is quickly get over here and steal this and get an artifact, which I'm very tempted to do. He's going to take a long time to get around there. I'm going to try and get it if I can, simply because I think he was a bit cheeky in going around there, to be honest. I do want more traders. Housing's fine at the moment. Can we get ourselves another archaeologist? I can't see one on the list. I think we don't have enough of the correct buildings. So if that's the case, let's just go ahead and get another trader because we are a bit short of those. So I really hate how the map changes when these theological units appear. Can't see any other theological units now, which is typical. I only built it to sort of get rid of that one that was sort of hanging around. Let's put him in Anchor Tom, and we will just basically... Well, we can promote him, I suppose. We don't want to spread religion. We'll give him a promotion. Religious spread eliminates 75% of existing pressure from other religions, or gain 100 gold if this unit converts a city to your religion for the first time. All kind of useless, because I never play religious games. My alliance with Poundmaker has expired. Let's go ahead and get that back if we can. Declare a friendship. Yep, he's happy to do that. And alliances. So we have a... Oh, that's his relationship. So we can get a military or a research or a religious alliance. He's a bit too far away to really be... Actually, no, he could be alright for a military alliance because he's on the other continent. And that could be people that we're potentially fighting. I can't really send trade routes to him easily, so let's go for a military alliance with him. He'll be happy to accept that. What we could really do is get a scientific alliance with the Netherlands. That would be the best option for us, because we can send lots of trade routes to them. And of course we want to send lots of trade routes to the Netherlands, because that is her agenda. She likes people that trade with her. So we can't get there on this turn, though. That's fine. I really, really want to. We've got this builder here. I think we've got most of this stuff repaired now. Again, these are all like provinces that we stole, so cities that we stole. So there isn't really an awful lot to do with these guys now. Pretty much upgraded most of the towers. I think we've done a good job so far. There's still lots of empty towers, of course, that we could go ahead and grab things on. You're producing a builder, but I think it's probably worth getting a builder over here because there's lots of stuff here that hasn't been upgraded. So, okay, let's go on to the next turn. And we'll see what happens with this city, providing they just get its health low enough. because it will get a slight heal at the end of the AI's turn, because it'll be the end of the free city's turn. So I can just then jump straight in. I think the infantry should have enough hit points to be able to take down that last sliver of health that it has. It doesn't have any units left now because the Khmer have just taken out that last musketman. So it has 20 health.
Human nature.
So the question is, well, our spy to Washington was uncovered. So the question is, can we get this? Yes, we can is the answer to that question. So this city is now ours. It's not a great city. It's in the desert. It does have wheat. They've got some sea resources, I suppose, but the city is ours. And it's going to be full loyalty in 2 turns. That's pretty decent. We do have the option to raise it. And I think I'm going to do that, actually, because it's pointless it being there. And now that's even less pressure that it's going to end up getting from one of the other city-states by me taking it out. Was our spy captured? Yeah, things kind of went wrong for him then. Let's get Scorched Earth. It'll give us 2 envoys, actually. Although we do want to get the neighbourhood districts as well, so we'll probably queue that up next. We can get another spy. So does he actually have... It says we've got 1 spy available, so I don't think we need to do anything there. Get some great work of art slots and some art points per turn. That's a long time to build, though, in that particular city. Let's go ahead and... actually, where are we? I want to see what's going on. So, you're alright on housing right now. What's our income like? Income's pretty decent. A shipyard could be useful to us. It'll certainly give us some more food. Sure, let's go ahead and get a shipyard there for now. Then we come back down to here. Oh, you haven't even got a watermill. Let's get a watermill and a workshop. Get some production going in on here. You're alright on amenities. You're alright on housing, actually. Not bad at all. We could go ahead and buy another speciality district or build another speciality district. We don't have a campus here. We could go ahead and get one here and go and get ourselves a +2 campus. Let's go ahead and do that. Don't mind replacing the occasional thing on a tile. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Again, we could probably get a fairly decent campus here somewhere. Not really anything with a decent bonus, though. What about maybe a theatre square, get some culture, even if it's in a pretty boring tile. Again, the best tile that we could get it in is already taken up, but tricky one, that. Okay, what else could we have? There's got to be something useful that we can get in here. Let's get another trader, because we are still short. We'll think about that later on. So the question now is, do we want to hire another governor, or do we want to sort of promote one of the ones that we already have? Vertical integration is useful. The city receives production from all nearby industrial zone buildings with regional bonuses, not just the first. That's actually very useful. I'm going to pick that up. Because normally, I think when this game first came out, if you had multiple like workshops and factories within range of a city, they would all stack. And then I'm sure that was so overpowered that they, in a patch, changed it so we'd only got the bonus from one city. So, yeah. So what do we want to do here? We could try and siphon some funds. I mean, we don't need the funds. We could try and neutralise his governor. That'd be quite funny if we could pull that off. I still don't find spies all that useful most of the time. No real mountain ranges here that we need to do anything with. I guess the question is here, unless I'm going to go for something like a scientific or a cultural victory, am I going to go for domination? Because domination means I've got to get onto the opposite side of the map, onto the other continent, and that is going to be a giant pain in the hoop, to be quite honest. What about capital? Capital cities, can we reach them all from sea? Well, no, we can't get to Washington. Maybe we can, actually. Washington does look coastal, so we could potentially get to Washington if we came in from this side. Nubia's capital is here. That's definitely inland. We cannot get to that by sea. Spain, your capital is Madrid. You are coastal, so we could take Madrid. And then we have the Cree. Oh, you are on the same continent as me. These two landmasses are actually very close to one another down here. So the Cree are on the same continent as me, but actually on both continents. They're probably the biggest threat for this game. Your capital is definitely inland, so there's not an awful lot we can do about that. So that's that religious unit. I'm just going to put it to sleep now because I don't really have a purpose for it at all. Let's go ahead and get this infantry back into friendly territory. Not too sure why it's telling me that he wants to move so slowly there. Oh, is that because he already moved on this turn? I thought that was the last turn. Let's go ahead and go over here because we can build terrace farms. I mean, you know, we are the Inca, so we should do that. Makes desert tiles actually useful. Despite all of the patches and updates that this game has, there are still definite problems. I mean, look, we've still... The Netherlands, who are... Or at least when I checked on the last video, the Netherlands are actually ahead of me in tech. They're still rolling around with catapults. Science victory... where are we? Overall, science. We are now leading. We have the same number of techs as Wilhelmina, so we're gaining almost twice the amount of science per turn that she is, but she has the same number of techs as us. We've already got modern infantry, well, infantry, and she's roaming around with catapults, and she had loads of units around previously. Where are they all? She's got a siege engineer, got a military engineer, and catapults. I mean, seriously, what's going on? I don't even know where the rest of her army is. It's like there's nothing around. World Congress is about to meet. City is underpowered, so we're now at the point where we need to start getting power. So in our capital here, our capital has a stock exchange which uses 3 power. So power is something I haven't talked about in this series. It is new to Gathering Storm. So certain buildings require power. So in this case, the stock exchange requires 3. We don't have any usable power, and 3 is required, so the city is underpowered. That's why we see this little red lightning strike here. So 3 power can be used to enhance this city, but it is not fully powered. Buildings or projects with power loads are temporarily less effective. So the stock exchange isn't doing what we need it to, basically. If I mouse over here, it should tell me. Is it not going to tell me? Does it not care anymore? You don't care anymore, do you? If we look here and we find it in the commercial hub, stock exchange, 3 power load. So it gives us +4 gold, and it'll give us +7 gold additionally when powered. So it's a much, much better building when it's powered. So in order to fix that, we need to go ahead and power it. So we're going to go into the queue. And what we should have, if we've unlocked it already, under the industrial zone, it doesn't look like we have. We don't have any power plants yet. So you can build power plants, and power plants actually start adding... power plants actually start contributing to climate change because you're adding pollution. So at the moment, because nobody really has power plants, there isn't that much pollution going on. But to start with, the only power plant we're going to be able to get is either a coal power plant or a oil power plant. We'll worry about that when we unlock them. So chemistry is now done. That gives us research labs. As you can see, research labs also require power. They give +3 science or +5 science when they get additional power. It's not the end of the world if a city is underpowered. It's not like the city's going to shut down and stop working, but it certainly helps. It's certainly recommended to power all the cities where you can. Let's go ahead and get square rigging out the way. That's that extra movement for embarked units can be useful. Albert Einstein triggers the Eureka moment for 1 random tech from the modern or atomic era, and universities provide +4 science. Yes, please, thank you very much. That is an excellent great person there. So let's go ahead and pop that, and we get a Eureka boost to radio. Nice. So Machu, what do we want to get over here? You have amenities, you have housing, that is all good. Could build Big Ben if we really want to get some extra gold. We get the stock exchange as well. Stock exchange is going to need power. Big Ben's going to take 22 turns. Can't really build it here without replacing a good food tile, and I don't really want to replace a good food tile. Let's go ahead and get that stock exchange. Again, we're going to have to power you as well. Could get a workshop here. Let's go ahead and get another archaeological museum. I would like to get some more archaeologists out, if possible. And do we really want to go ahead and grab any of these? I guess 1, 2, 3, we go ahead down there and grab the cattle. That seems fine. We do have a trade route down here. So we can also sort by things like gold and production and science. So this is also really useful because I think this is part of the concise UI mod as well. That's a decent amount of money from the Netherlands, and you know she does like it when we trade with her. So let's just keep throwing trade routes her way. So we can get +2 food and 0.5 housing from a terrace farm. We can build them on deserts. So you know that's what we should be doing here. We can actually bring this guy home now. Let's just get him into the city. And we can queue him up there. You were originally going there to improve a tile that I got rid of. We can get the extra chocolate, though we don't really need it. There are definitely some fishing boats that we can grab down here, though. So I think that's where you guys need to make your way to. We've still got this commerce city here that is going to rebel in 15 turns. We also want to make sure that nobody else nabs it. So, olives. Oh, so it wasn't wine, it was olives. So we do have spare olives. Teddy is willing to give me something. What are you willing to do a trade? This is another great thing with the concise UI mod, is it actually color codes things that you have. So as you can see, things that I could trade with him, like I've got 2 chocolate and I've got 2 tea, but they are red, not green, and that's because he already has chocolate and tea, so he's not going to buy it. You can also see that he's got these things here, the turtles and silver. They're showing red. That's probably because he doesn't have any spare. They're his only copy. But also, if it was something that I already owned, it'd be showing red. Even if you had like 10 of them, if I already owned it, it'd be showing red because it's like, well, there's no point getting it. What I'd like to do is a 1-to-1 swap with him. He's not willing to do that, actually. He wants me to give him a fair bit of gold per turn. I can afford it. Do you know what? I'll go ahead and do that because I'd just like to have the extra amenities. We could certainly use that. And we're spying on him anyway, so he's probably going to fall out with us soon enough. So proposals have been submitted. So there was a military emergency against the Cree, but it did fail. We weren't involved in that particular one. That's fine.
Is little man has
There's
made
square rigging done. Excellent. Choose our next research. Industrialization. Now, industrialization is definitely the one we want to get here out of the 2 available to us. Firstly, because it's boosted. It'll give us access to the factories. Now, again, factories are a building that require power. They give 3 production and an extra 3 production when powered. Also, one of my favourite wonders, one of the most useful wonders in the entire game, the Ruhr Valley. 20% production in the city and 1 production for each mine and quarry in the city. Must be built along a river adjacent to an industrial zone district with a factory, so it does have a certain positional requirement, but that is such a good wonder if you can get it. This also gives us access to the coal power plant. So 1 coal gives us 4 power. It does so automatically converts any amount of coal into power for cities within 6 tiles that are in need of it each turn. So remember that power plants go in industrial zones, and their sort of influence is any city within 6 tiles. So you can actually have 1 power plant providing power to 2 cities. And you don't actually need to have multiple power plants because 1 coal is 4 power. So if we've got a city or cities within range that require 8 power, it'll use 2 coal. If they require 12 power, it will use 3 coal, and so on, providing we have that coal. It also gives bonus production equal to the adjacency production bonus for the district. Cannot be built in the same district with an oil power plant or nuclear power plant. So there are 3 power plants in the game. Those are the 3: coal, oil, and nuclear. Oil and coal produce pollution, nuclear does not, but nuclear power plants can leak and produce fallout on the map. And then sooner or later you will have to repair the power plant, otherwise it's going to keep leaking, and I think eventually they can actually explode and you can have a nuclear disaster. So you do have the option later on when you get nuclear power plants to basically fix them, to make them better. You can also, if you have a coal power plant or an oil power plant and then you get the research for nuclear power plants, you can then just upgrade them. So there's convert to coal power, so we can take any existing power plant, decommission it and replace it with a coal power plant. And obviously this will allow us to find coal as well. and it gives us production from mines. So that is a brilliant tech. We definitely want to grab that. Down here, we can get a research. We should start doing this, actually. Let's just go ahead and get this done. We'll just go and, like, take the hell out of this. Amenities are good. Housing is good. Let's go ahead and get the workshop up here. We have more envoys that we can send. I think we're all right on gold, actually. Let's start going into culture a little bit. We don't really need to, but we're the first suzerain for this particular city-state, so that gives us some more era score. We might just get out of having a Dark Age if we are lucky. We can go and trade with the Cree. I'm sure there's probably better trade routes we can get with that, but I can't be bothered moving all of the traders around, so I'm just going to go ahead and start that route. Making plenty of gold, almost 400 per turn right now. So you're just going to go ahead and continue to build terrace farms where you can. You're going to come back to the city. You can get there in a single turn. And we will just put you on alert, I suppose. On to the next turn we go. We are over the 20-minute mark, but, you know, this is civilization, so it's always that sort of one more turn thing. So let's go ahead and get that. It'll give us some more production. We can grab a couple of terrace farms up here on the hills as well. That wasn't an extra turn, by the way. That was just because I got that worker to move. So this is actually the start of the next turn here. Still lots of these Cree theological units. I mean, I guess... no, actually, I think he's fighting with the Netherlands units. That's fine. So this archaeologist is almost at that one. I don't think we're going to reach that one. Can I see where your borders are spreading to? I don't think I can I? This is where my border's spreading to, actually. So in 8 turns, this is going to be my border, unless his spreads there first. But even then, there's no point me building a... an antiquity site there, because it's going to be outside of my workable range. So I might as well just lift it and get a what are they called? Artifacts. There we go. Just words are completely eluding me today. It's ridiculous. 10 turn. We need another spy. Let's go ahead and get one queued up. Okay, we can go. These are really bad trade routes. Let's have a look and see where we can get a half decent trade route. So we want available routes. There we go. My benefits. Can we get one that shows us like the best benefits? My benefits. This is what I want. Available routes. Is it just going to start by showing all the ones to my cities? This is a little bit complicated, isn't it? Like, why are we seeing all of these? So the best one looks like to Wilhelmina. No, that can't be right at all. Only 4 gold. These are my current routes. Yeah, this doesn't really help. Available routes. It's really slow as well. I think this is a problem with the mod, to be honest. Okay, fine. If that's how it's going to be, I'm just going to guess at it. The music stopped, which is really, really weird now. So let's go ahead and just send you there. Oh, there we go. Sounds like the sound's coming back now. It was really weird when you're in that thing that the sound just stops. Like even the background sound's cut out as well. That's just weird. Okay, so get another terrace farm. And I'm going to go and hit another turn. Oh, my alliances have expired and I didn't get them back. Yes, we'll be friends with the Netherlands. It would be tempting to go to war with her because she is like our next door neighbour, but it's the Netherlands. Yeah, let's stay friends with India as well. We have a deal proposal from Spain. He's been pretty quiet over the last few turns of this campaign. He wants to buy iron from me. Well, do you know what? I have plenty of iron, so I'm not opposed to selling you some. You're not really willing to give me a lot for it, though, are you? So in that case, let's not bother. I don't mind helping you out, but I'm only going to do it for a decent deal. What have we got going on here? This is... Why did Nubia have a great writer down next to a barbarian camp?
Or scorched earth.
So there's scorched earth done. Again, I don't think there's anything here that we probably need to change. Because we're not really pillaging anything right now. This is our sort of scout unit. I think we're just going to fortify here and let him keep attacking into me. We can clear that barbarian camp out. Let's get urbanization so we can unlock neighborhood districts, help with some of our housing problems. And then over here, what do we want to get over here? Housing and amenities are fine. Hermitage will just take forever to get. So, can we get a campus here that's half decent? Maybe, possibly, without replacing anything? Let's just go and get one there for +1. And at least then it is done. This city is a bit slow on the build, isn't it? An industrial zone might benefit it, certainly. The shipyard will give it some production, and we are about to go ahead and get these fishing boats. So let's go ahead and do that. The fishing boats will improve the production in this city quite a bit. We do have Magnus in there as well. Over here we could get a bank, we can get a research lab, let's get the workshop first actually, just get some cheap, easy production. And let's go ahead and keep working towards getting the maximum culture bonus from Madol. That's that done. We'll get another terraced farm here. And we've got another trade route. Again, let's just keep going to Wilhelmina as much as possible. Before I forget, let's go ahead and see if we can get ourselves these alliances back. We can get a research alliance with the Netherlands. Definitely want to do, because she is the sort of second place in tech. And then with India, we probably want to get the cultural alliance here if we can, because we're not really bothered about doing anything with religion. Fine, excellent, that's not too bad. I think it's good that we've got the military alliance with the Cree, because they are on both continents, so that will be useful for us. This city is still due to flip. I don't think we can really put any extra pressure on it, but it'll be quite cool to grab that if we can. I'm not too bothered about India spreading Buddhism around. Of course, we've got to be careful that we don't let the AI get a religious victory. It's actually the Khmer that are winning right now. Are you the guys with Buddhism, actually? Who is the Buddhist? Religion. Buddhism. Founder. Khmer, yes. So, if the Khmer get wiped out, but they've got the major religion on the map, then no one can win a... So that could be a good way to stop the AI from getting a religious victory. So basically we wipe the Khmer out, but continue to spread Buddhism, which then basically the Khmer can't win because they're not in the game, and it stops anybody else from... Yeah, that might work. Khmer, I'm sure that Khmer have only got these two cities, unless they've started another one on a random little island out in the middle of the sea somewhere, but I don't think that's the case. Lots of stuff going on here. I'm tempted to do one more turn, but I've just had a look at the clock and realised that we've gone like well over the 20-minute mark now. We're closer to 30, so I am going to end this video here. Once again, thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you are still enjoying Civilization 6, even though this is probably going to be a little bit easy for me given the difficulty level. I haven't abandoned Age of Wonders Planetfall either. I will still be making more videos of that. I'm kind of going to be going between them and sort of doing one then the other and alternating them, but it's always easier for me to record videos in 2s or 3s back to back, so sometimes you might find that you get a couple of Civ videos and a couple of Age of Wonders videos and a couple of Civ videos and other things interspersed. It just depends if I have time to record multiple days in a row. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.